Let's begin Module 6, Health Risks of Unsafe Food, one of the core safety modules for every food handler. In this session, we'll link our daily practices to real health outcomes for customers, coworkers, and even ourselves. By the end of this module, you will learn what makes food unsafe versus safe, and how safe food can become unsafe, the key threats, food poisoning, foodborne diseases, food allergies, and non-disease-related harm, the most common bacteria that cause food poisoning. Let's begin with the foundation, understanding the difference between safe and unsafe food, and how one can turn into the other. We already learned in earlier modules that safe food is the food that does not cause harm when eaten, food that's clean, stored correctly, and free from harmful microorganisms, chemicals, or foreign objects. But by mishandling, poor hygiene, or cross-contamination of safe food can turn it into unsafe food. Unsafe food is food that's unfit for consumption or poses a risk to consumer health. This could happen because of spoilage or harmful substances that have entered the food. Here are the 4 major health threats every food handler must know: food poisoning, foodborne diseases, food allergies, and non-disease-related harm, that's physical injury from foreign objects. Now let's move to the most common threat, food poisoning. Food poisoning is a group of illnesses caused by eating contaminated food. Globally, around 600 million people fall sick each year, and about 420,000 die. It's usually caused by bacteria that grow on food and are later eaten. The onset is fast, sometimes within hours. Symptoms include abdominal pain, vomiting, nausea, diarrhea, and fever. Incubation ranges from 2 to 36 hours, and illness can last from a day to a week. Let's look at who's at most risk: the elderly, children under 5, people with weak immune systems, pregnant women, and food handlers themselves. So treat the risk as real and immediate. Be extra careful with high-risk groups, and remember, you are also at risk if you don't follow hygiene rules. Now it's time to meet the main culprits, the bacteria responsible for most cases of food poisoning, their sources, foods affected, and the controls we must apply. We begin with Staphylococcus aureus, found on human skin, wounds, the nose, and throat. Usually affects foods like unpasteurized milk, custards, and cream-based cheeses. To control it, keep strict personal hygiene, wash hands thoroughly, avoid handling food if you have cuts or infections, and always use clean gloves for ready-to-eat foods. Next, Clostridium perfringens, found in soil, dust, animal feces, and raw meat. Common in gravies and cooked meat dishes. Control it by cooking thoroughly, keeping hot foods at 63 degrees Celsius or above, and limiting time in the danger zone. Now let's discuss Salmonella. Lives inside poultry and meat, in animals and humans. It's found in undercooked chicken, meat, and raw eggs. Always store eggs below 5 degrees Celsius, cook meat thoroughly, wash hands after touching raw products, and keep separate cutting boards for raw and cooked foods. Next, Clostridium botulinum. Lives in soil, dust, fish, and vegetables. It's often linked with swollen canned foods or vacuum-packed items. To control it, inspect cans carefully. Never use any that are swollen, cracked, leaking, or damaged. Now let's discuss Bacillus cereus, found in rice, corn, and soil. It affects cooked rice, salads, and spices. Don't leave cooked rice at room temperature. Cool foods quickly to below 5 degrees Celsius within 2 hours, and reheat rice to 82 degrees Celsius or above before serving. Next, let's talk about foodborne diseases. illnesses caused by microorganisms that enter through contaminated food or water and multiply inside the human body. These illnesses can look similar to food poisoning, but they're often more serious, sometimes leading to kidney failure or death. Incubation can take days or even months. Here are common examples and foods linked with each. Campylobacter, chicken, meat, raw dairy. E. coli, raw or undercooked beef, raw milk, untreated water. Listeria monocytogenes, soft cheeses, salad vegetables, raw meats. Shigella, water, milk, salads, vegetables, shellfish. Norovirus, shellfish, raw vegetables. These diseases can be severe and sometimes delayed. That means don't assume food is safe just because someone feels fine after eating. Our handling practices are the first line of defense. Always remember, we are the front line against foodborne diseases. Our daily habits directly protect consumers' health. Now let's look at another serious issue: food allergies. A food allergy is an unusual immune reaction to specific foods, and it can happen within minutes or hours. Symptoms include rash, itching, swelling of the face or tongue, and even breathing difficulty. In some cases, anaphylaxis can occur, a life-threatening reaction from just a trace of the allergen. The difference between intolerance and food allergies. The key difference between food intolerance and food allergies is that intolerance is related to digestion, not the immune system, and is usually not life-threatening. In contrast, food allergies involve an immune reaction and can be deadly. Always remember, food allergies can be life-threatening, especially for children. Let's review the most common allergens you'll encounter: gluten grains, crustaceans, fish, peanuts and tree nuts, milk, sulfites, celery, eggs, mustard, sesame seeds, lupin beans, and soybeans. To control allergens, keep ingredients separate in storage and prep. Wash hands and change gloves after handling them, and always display ingredients clearly. And always respond fast to any complaint or suspicion. Finally, let's discuss non-disease-related harm: physical injuries from foreign objects in food. This isn't an infection, but it still causes real damage and destroys trust. Such injuries are immediate: no incubation, no transmission. Examples include tooth fractures from stones in rice, gum injuries from bone fragments in minced meat, throat scratches from fine metal pieces in canned foods. So be cautious when handling foods with natural hard parts. Take all complaints seriously and report them right away. Apply every control you learned in the physical contamination section. Even minor injuries can destroy customer confidence. Final recap: health risks of unsafe food. Let's wrap up what we've learned. Unsafe food causes 4 main harms: food poisoning, foodborne diseases, allergic reactions, and physical injuries. High-risk groups, the elderly, children, pregnant women, immunocompromised individuals, and food handlers need extra care. Remember the Big 5 bacteria and apply their specific controls every time. Separate allergens, keep your hands and tools clean, and label foods clearly. And always respond fast to any complaint or suspicion. Every safe step you take: clean hands, clean tools, correct temperatures, clear labels, keep customers healthy and your workplace trusted.
Before you go, subscribe to the Global FSMS channel for clear, practical food safety guidance. If this video helped you, like it and share it with your team. For complete study material, practical resources, and exam practice tests, visit www.globalfsms.com. Global Food Safety Management System, designed to help you advance your career and strengthen operational excellence.